start looking at what we got coming up here. So let's go on a daily. All right. So
I
from
don't see a screen. Where should I be? I'm on the YouTube channel Catching Rockets. The link he put in there, but I don't see a screen. I just see his logo.
if you go on the org chatter, you'll see where it says live. I'm like the first one up there.
Okay.
Yeah, not YouTube.
Okay, perfect. I'll go there.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Somebody posted it down there in the chat too. You'll see there. Like you'll have to click on my name. I believe that's how they look at it.
Yeah, I got it. Work.
All right.
I'm in now. I see it.
All right. Well, let's take a look what we got. So we know over the I would say since April. Let's just kind of go here. The values were stacking up, right? We had this imbalance profile on the bottom, kept going down. It looked like that this was at one point going to be a distribution, right? And we are not going to be able to reclaim it. That's where the LVN is, this one here. So all-time highs, we've been higher, and now I'm thinking we're going to be coming back here. I posted, I think it was Friday, that I'm taking that short with 2 MES targeting this zone. And I'm still in that, right? So I'm targeting to see if we can get to the bottom of this um, zone here, which is the LVN massive one, right? When you look at the price action, right? When you look at the value on the monthly profile, we're aware of a few things, right? As we were going up, the auction was kind of getting a little bit tired, right? The value area started kind of overlapping too much. We talked about that. And now when you look at the whole price action here from, September till now, it's just one big, large bracket, right? So if you think about this right here, this is just one massive bracket that's kind of split with the LVN that we just identified here. So I would definitely mark this level here, which would be September value area low. Is there anything else you guys could do if you wanted to just keep it simple in terms of levels here? We take this as an as a FVP and just go all the way from left to right from September. The answer should be yes for most of you, right? And then you'll see the September value area low. Plus, I would say, 7 months SIG2 is sitting right here. This would be your second standard deviation. That's where you would expect buyers to show up, right? Ideally, if the bulls want to kind of keep this somewhat close and not visit this area, what they need to do is clean this low here, maybe get into this VPOC area right here, and then offer a bounce, right? Reclaim this and do something like this. That would be ideal, and then maybe push it to about 6,800. That would be ideal play. If they show no sign of buying activity here, then ultimately you see how we had this massive distribution on the top separated by this LVN. Now you will have almost like a little bit of choppiness here. You have a nice LVN in between here, 64, 62 or so. But ultimately, I think this one is going to go down. So if you zoom out, you'll see how nicely these LVNs look right now. Nice LVN here and a nice LVN here. So distribution is 1 here, 2. Then you have maybe somewhere around 3 here. Then a massive one again on the bottom. Does everybody understand what I'm talking about? Something like this.
I do not. I'm trying to follow, but I'm fairly new to this.
Okay, you'll figure it out. Don't stress too much. LVNs, you see these little areas where there's no volume. Like
Yes.
you see how so the volume on the right is just telling you where at what price did we have the most volume. So for instance, a lot of volume was traded in this area right here. And then you see that there was no volume here because we had an imbalance, right? So now this is separating one values here, one values here, here, and then you have a little bit of choppiness here. You see it multiple areas to mess around, right, with the price action. So what we were trying to find is where is the support right now. That's what we were looking for, right? So we know the green zone up top is a big zone, right, for support. So we're gonna basically mark all the LVN areas on a higher time frames. That's kind of what we did here. The big two in play are the green one at top, and then the bottom one here. This one is massive because this was a prior all-time high, and then we sold off right the April lows, and then we reclaimed that. But we've never been back to this green zone. So if they fail to hold here, this zone is going to be fairly quick because these value area here. Does that imply that this was other time frame participants, or was it short-term participants here for the most part?
Other time frame.
Disagree with her. So this one here, we are about 2% on the value. Seven. 3.4. So are we averaging in this area higher or lower in the top so far?
So short time frame then?
So I would say the volatility here was fairly low, right? And you typically need other time frame people to come in and kind of help push this, right? So if they don't show up here like they did last time, there's a very good chance that we're gonna dump. Is there areas we can bounce in between? Yeah. You see these LVNs like this one here. I'm not gonna mark this one too much. You can definitely mark a spot where you have this overlap of the value, right? This one here might be important because it's kind of August value area low, July value area high, uh, and this would be a mini zone that you can have. Is there anything else you can do from the bottom to the top here to give you an idea where other time frames and other people might have some interest in trading? So we're
Use
looking,
the fibs.
might be a good idea to throw some fibs, right? So from the bottom to the top, and you can definitely, I would just look maybe for the 50% here, being right around 59.37, right in the middle of that distribution, actually. I'm pretty sure if you were to draw a POC somewhere in between here to here and not extend it, that you're going to line up perfectly somewhere around there.
Order filled.
Somebody's trading there. Good job. So this one is higher a little bit, so it seems like it's lining up a little bit. 6.0, 6.5. But this is 50%. This is where you can definitely expect buyers to step in. It worked previously with them. When I say that, like this bounce here, I'm pretty sure it was right on 50%. So this one came in, went below, and then right at they reclaimed and then popped higher. So I'd keep an eye on the 50%. You can definitely use the retracements as a whole, right? Where you're looking at the whole thing here where 61.8 is, and it's sitting kind of right with the LVN. So we'll just have to monitor and see. But this looks like it's going to go tonight a lot lower. So from monthly time frame, right? I would say this was fairly expected when we did this maybe 3 weeks back. You guys remember what we said about that value? If you get in and you get rejected where we got rejected here, do you guys recall that? We talked about this value here, like this day. If you go inside and you're not able to hold the penthouse, we said watch out. And this was the area, right? So they got in, they rejected, and now it's the watch out moment, right? We're looking for buyers, right? And I think we're going to look for buyers a little bit, at lower levels. So in terms of discount, right? Don't get, I don't think this is a lifetime buying opportunity. We're only down like 6%. Typically, what people look for is like 5%, like somewhere around here, and then you're looking for 10%, which would be somewhere around here, right? You're looking 10%, and then of course 20% is a pretty good deal, pretty good discount in S&P 500. When you can get somewhere around here, this would be a good deal at 1935. So right in the area where we expect the buyers to show up. So I think here, if we miss the green zone, ultimately you're going the bottom one here. I would say. So this is our big target. We'll just type that in. So this is at least my play. What I plan on doing here is I do have some cash on the side. I would look to see if I can start buying some stocks that come up here as we dump here to get some. So monthlies, obviously we are rejecting the February is out, March value area super tight. What you could do also here is look at the 3 months, and you could have a quarterly view just to see how. So now it's going to combine, right? And you'll see where we are. So here's your Q4 value at 709, and then you see the bottom here. I guess Q3 2025 is sitting right at 6277, which meets this area here. If we fail here, just take a look at this Q here, right? What is this telling you? We are currently rejecting Q4, and then Q1 you see super tight value. Sellers are in control now, and you see the value area high of Q3 2025 and the value area. If they can hold it, this area is going to be explored really, really quickly. Because this, here was also some BS on the volume. I don't think it was the strongest uptrend that we could see. So pretty sure if we fail here, we're going to go to the bottom here. And now I'm targeting this with my 2 MES short that I gave you guys Friday or Thursday. I don't know which day it was. All right, let's take a look at any questions on the monthly. Weekly. I want to take a stab at kind of what happened between last week's this profile, and this profile.
They released a lot of volume up high, and then they brought it down with very minimal volume.
Value shift. You notice the value that we had here. Notice that we tried to build value again there, and then the value totally shifted. In one of the watch lists, we said what we want to see is we want to see a clear shift in value where we were rejecting that value. Then they tried towards the end, right? End of the month. They tried to go higher, they failed, and then they came basically the halfback to the halfback of this month, right?
I'll take care of it.
Came to the halfback of this month and we got the rejection, right? So the market's right now telling you really you're not interested in any higher prices at the moment. And it's been some time. As soon as we got rejected here, when I warned you guys, if this fails, there's going to be a watch out moment, right? So here's your 2 months, right? We talked about the September rate value low. Look at the October and November here. Anything that you guys would want to watch out here in terms of intermediate levels?
That's that value area low.
You have a 2 stack, right? And I think this is what she's talking about. You have basically you have October and November value area low, and you want to see how do we respond. If they
What
hold
about the
it here,
PLC?
which PLC? This
Those two
PLC here.
PLCs are stacked with the very high from the last one as well.
Oh
the
yeah,
left.
they were below that one now. We're way below it, right?
Mhm.
Way below this one at the moment. I mean, we closed below it anyways. Look at the value. I mean, on volume profile, the right's volume profile. This is TPO. You traded, man, a lot here. You're rejecting this distribution here on the top now. It's gonna take a lot to get in. Like if they want to get in, they have to crack this. The bulls, if they want to get the momentum, you got to be above this level. If they don't reclaim this, this is the key level that somehow if they're able to manage to get over this, if PPT team gets in and just starts pushing, maybe they can do that. But it's gonna be difficult to get back up here. At least I think we're going to go first much lower before we come knocking on this door here. And so you have the 2 months. You can definitely combine these, right? And take a look at the value. It should be very close. So it shifts a little bit lower, but I would keep this zone here. The reason why I would keep this zone here is if you take a look, if we defend this zone here, that we're still making higher lows, right? You're not taking out the prior low where we bounced off the September value area low. If we can hold this zone, that would still be higher low. And if they can knock back on 6803, that would be somewhat bullish, and this discount might be worth it for some, maybe not for me. But I would be interested in if they can come down all the way here. I'll be interested in buying some shares in larger quantities, maybe some tech stocks as well. Okay. So on the monthly, this is TPO, right? So far, clear rejection of volume value here higher, and we have an opportunity to slice this all the way down. So I'll change it to weekly, change 30 minutes. Weekly. Anything noticeable between the 2 weeks here? We had two values, right? You guys remember we talked about whether we combined these actually previously. We had the 6 on this one, and we said we want to short the tops, look at the bottoms and see if we can get in. They failed really expansion of value, right? They tried to get in, then they basically shifted the value, and we're closing way below. Now, when you zoom out, you'll see that this level is pretty important that we just put here. Bulls lose control, because this is where they held the value kind of at the top. If you want to call it like a major zone on the top, this was it. This was it right here. So now they are rejected out of the zone. We have one in here, and then one on the bottom. So let's find. I think this was the November. Yeah, you guys remember this profile here? We talked about this profile, I think, for quite some time. That it was fairly weak when it comes to testing this. This one is not going to hold much value. So I think it will at all. I think we're going to slice through this anyways. I think we are way below it right now. Yeah. So we're ahead at 6,500 tonight. So this profile carried no weight, and you see this massive area where basically they agreed on price at one point. So they're going to explore this, right? They're going to explore this, probably go towards the bottom. Maybe if you don't get anything, then I'm pretty certain we're going to tap this tomorrow or maybe Tuesday. This September and 7-month SIG 2. And then you see if you lose this level, we're going to proceed more. Take a look. Weeklies, honestly, nothing is in play right now. You are framing down on the weekly. You have a lower low, lower high. If you're to mark this level here to be 67.81, if they want to get back inside that value, what would that mean to you guys?
%80.
80% chance.
You would definitely, if they reclaim this, you would watch out for short cover rally. They could potentially go to the 6,800. Would I go long here? Yeah, maybe I'll scalp it, but I would not be very excited. If they can get above this, they can squeeze, right? And then you need news, you need Trump news to come in with the war or whatnot. But I think the market's looking way past this, guys. I think there's a bigger picture play right now for the economies. And I think it has a lot to do with gas and crude oil. So weeklies are pretty much out of place. And then when you look at the dailies, you should get not much different than what we just talked about. The picture is going to be fairly same. So Friday they tried, right? They tried to do a short cover rally, but they ultimately failed, right? Obviously, anything below 67.15, which should be the prior day low, is important. They don't reclaim that, and I think we're somewhere around here right now. So daily, honestly, not much in play for us at all for tomorrow. If you're going to mark any levels, this would be the only level that you want to mark and see how we behave. But I don't think we're going to see this tomorrow.
Sorry, that flew over my head. Why is that important?
Well, if they reclaim previous day low, it'll be important because they're rejecting lower value and they're trying to trade in Friday's range.
Oh, right.
That would be the one level I pay attention to. But this has everything written over it now that we're about to start slicing down more right here. So be careful longing this overnight, guys. Okay. In terms of stocks, is anyone in Oxy? So I would keep an eye on this, right? We have a massive value that's coming up on Oxy right here. We're trying to get inside here. If we're able to get inside here, we can see actually about 88, find 50% of this zone, and then ultimately about 112 would be our sell sign on this, right? So I think we loaded a couple of times on Oxy here, so keep an eye on it, right? Crude went over $100. So our initial target on crude was, I think, 88, but right now it's about 109. So if you drive a truck, good luck to you over the next couple of months. It's gonna be fun. They're gonna run this. Yeah. It looks like it's gonna go to about 140. It still has room to go. Let's say start trailing, maybe $6 on Oxy. And then where you got in, it wouldn't be a bad idea to start trailing that. Keep an eye on MU. We'll cover this, right? But MU, we're looking for 255. We want to get this. If we can get this at 255, this would be pretty good. AMD also keep an eye on. It's about to start a distribution down. I think we can catch this about 140. If we do catch it at 140, this would be golden. So definitely keep an eye on some tech stocks.
Shorty, can you please check Envio, Novartis?
Like Novodisk?
Yeah. NVO. Yeah.
Is this the one that had the diabetes truck?
Yeah.
So that's another $8 to go.
Mm-hmm.
So it drops about 30. Might not be a bad idea. Did you guys see the HIMS? Already getting some momentum on him, so probably not bad to keep an eye on this stock right now. I think this is a really decent level on HIMS, guys. This is not bad at all to, if you believe in the company and what they're doing, probably not a bad level. Here's your after hours. They had news. They're 15 to about 22. We talked about the stock quite a bit, and I think I beat it to death. I think this is a very good stock to add to your portfolio. But do your diligence right before you add it. I think it has opportunity now to run about probably 30s right here, and then ultimately we're looking to see if we can maybe double it from our entry. I think our entry was at 25 first, and then see if we can go to about 55, 60s. Did you guys see this scheduled class for Sunday?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, so make sure if you guys attended the first one, right, where we talked about the portion of volume profile, and especially for new folks, it might be a good idea to jump on that class, right? Like cryptic, that would be good for you. Just kind of get familiar with the verbiage and everything around volume profile. So it'll be phase 2 volume profile. We have the recording on the first one, but we'll touch some of the basics and then kind of dive deeper into the value shifts and how to trade some of it. And Bitcoin is in a lot of hot water here. It's in trouble. It looks like it can drop this week about 12,000. Okay. Any questions on ES? I'll be on live tomorrow. Just I'll trade actually tomorrow. I feel better. Finally back to myself. We went to Nashville this weekend to watch. Does anyone know Max Amini, the comedian? Nobody knows Max Amini, comedian?
I don't
say
get
I
out
do.
much.
Man, no fun. I'm sure some of you guys know. But I'll post it. We went to see him actually in Nashville. Look up his jokes; he's pretty good. And we had a brunch a day before, and he came there and sat down with us and had brunch with us in the brunch place the day before the show. It was pretty cool. Really nice guy. So yeah, that's all I did this weekend. I didn't even know we had a trip planned. I guess I signed up for this a month back with my wife. It was one of those get in the car, we're leaving. But that's about it. Any questions right now?
I have a general questions in terms of how to tie when you
Sure.
chart monthly and weekly to like trading daily. So from the monthly and weekly, the consensus is like because it lost those levels above, we're most likely heading to the September value area low, right?
Right.
So it's a bit of a
At
short bias.
major shift. Yeah, we're short bias here. Right.
Yes. So when the day starts and it's kind of like, let's say it opens where it is now, we don't necessarily short because it's not enough
So
value.
you don't
So-
short. You want to see a retracement. Let's say tomorrow, let's say we don't go lower tonight. Let's say we put the wall here and we reclaim this level tonight,
Mhm.
and then we open in this area somewhere. I would look for an opportunity to short, or in this area here. Let's say they open above this value. I would look for a short here and then go down. Something like that. It just
I see.
depends where we are tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I typically have trouble like
Yeah, we want to
connecting the
watch
dots.
for, you're watching for key levels, right? Whether it's overnight value, overnight and half. Because all we know for tonight, is you open here and you sold off significantly, right? About 70 points. Now, if they don't continue, we find the floor somewhere, the retest, we're going to go back up and we're going to look to see if we can sell it because this seems to be a pretty massive candle. This is a 10-minute candle, but it's probably like 70 points. So this becomes your master candle, right? 81 points. So if they can reclaim the bottom of this candle and retrace here, you could potentially take that long, like 15 to 45, 30 points, and I would look to close it. If they open above this is a critical area, right? That we identified the zone-wise. If they come here, this becomes a pretty good short. And then what you can do is you can take this candle and look. I would look for a short somewhere in the golden pocket here, which is right about 661. That'll be a nice short if they give that. I don't think they will. I think we're just going to continue bleeding a little bit more and more. We're going to get here tonight.
I see. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be trading live. I'll share my screen and then start picking it up more and more.
Thank you, Shorty.
All right. See you
Thank
guys.
you.
Have a good night.